Highlander has a lot of openers that are really subtle that you may not know, and each one of these openers can be slightly better than the rest at their own thing. So if you're interested, let's begin. Lights. These suck, don't use them unless you're at a distance. These allow you to enter offensive mode immediately or follow up with some hyper armor. However, they do crush and counter, and because offensively these lights aren't really good, enemies may not expect them, so do with that information what you will. Also, just interrupting, obviously. Heavy attacks. The hyper armor kicks in at 700 ms, no matter what side, so you're not going to be able to trade against lights. However, backstabbing heavy attacks is a different story. Provided you're not at kissing range with the enemy, this is a pretty good and safe option, especially considering your reach. If you want to make some distance, this is the way to go. Use these to safely get into offensive mode, but don't use them at extremely close range, as you might get light attacked or guard broken. There is also to consider feinting into offensive, a new ability unique to Highlander since the rework. This is pretty cool, but takes a long time to do if you throw it in someone's face, so it's very risky. You have to first throw a heavy, feint, hold offensive, get into offensive, and then do one of your openers, like a kick, or most likely a light. All of that takes a lot of time and leaves you very vulnerable, so instead, use the zone. Highlander zone attack is pretty good. It's 700 ms, faster than any of your heavies. It's GB invulnerable, so you won't get randomly guard broken, and the hyper armor kicks in at 500 ms. 500 ms is the time that it takes lights to come out, which means that if you're at frame advantage and the enemy throws a light, you will hyper armor through it. These properties combined make this attack extremely safe, and in some cases you may even throw it as an option select. Letting the whole zone go is nearly useless, and instead what you want to do is feint into offensive. However, this is slow as well, and prone to getting light attacked, so as the enemy you have to predict if the Highlander is going to let the zone go, or feint at the light. It's a pretty weak mix-up, but it's mostly safe, so there you go. An interesting property about the zone is that if you let the second hit fly, your transition into offensive in terms of animation will feel very smooth. You can take advantage of this as the enemy won't immediately realize that you're flowing into offensive. And one of my favorite tricks is letting the second hit fly and then do a caber toss. As you can see, the animation is seamless. Technically reactable, but close enough. But yeah, the zone attack, despite being safer, does not give you very good follow-up offense. Sometimes people will get in your face and block everything you do. That's because they know that you're playing Highlander, and let's be real, you don't have any truly good openers. So, you might just opt to go into offensive directly and go for a light attack. But as usual, this is still very prone to getting light attacked, interrupted, and guard broken. So about guard breaks, there's nothing really you can do, unless you're a bit far away. But a lot of people will just light attack when they see you go into offensive. So what you want to do in this case is you want to dodge attack immediately. It's a hard read on your part. You have to figure out if the enemy is going to stay passive and defensive or try to light you out of it, but it is something that you can do. Lastly, Celtic Curse. Hyper armor on this move comes out faster than the zone itself, so again, in some cases you might try to use it for option selecting sort of mix-ups, but sadly it is very GB vulnerable, so personally I don't use it often unless I'm at medium range at least. And I want to put pressure on the enemy, as this move lets you soft feint left or right. Friendly tip, the right side comes faster for some reason. You can also hard feint it if you predict a dodge attack. Or, my favorite, you can transition into offensive, and from there you can continue with your lights, or a dodge attack if again you predict some kind of reaction from the enemy. But yeah, none of these openers are really good or confirm any damage as it is. They mostly just let you get into offensive, and that's where you get your damage from. You know, it's not like an average bash that confirms some damage and then lets you get into your mix-up. No, the reward is getting into offensive, and that's it. So yeah, not amazing. You really have to get creative as a Highlander to make use of your full kit. And if you're interested in more Highlander guides like this, then check the playlist that I'm going to leave in the description below. See ya.